Welcome to the first Limbo rules video. I'm going to be walking through on a couple of different videos. This first one is going to be talking about the units we're going to be displaying and showing off in these rules. These ones I've pre-chosen here, and I've got the cards ready and I've got the pieces ready. I'm just going to, on this video, walk through the abilities of some of the particular models that we'll be using. So, I first up want to tell everybody though, this is the first video I've ever done for YouTube that has any display abilities or graphics in any shape or form, so please forgive the tardiness to this format. I will improve this for future videos, and I will redo this video and improve it and make sure everything lines up perfectly. For the moment, you're just going to have to put up with my very first time, very low quality video. So thank you very much for putting up with this. Everyone knows, of course, that this is a rushed video to get this out there so that people can come to this and say, great, no problems. But I will be replacing this probably in the next 2 days. So let's get onto this without any delays. The Rose Knight is the first, these ladies here. These three Rose Knights here that we can see the models just behind me here. They have stats of 3 health, 3 dice of attack, 3 dodge, 1 armor, and a movement of 4. You can see on the board that I've currently got here that a movement of 4 is probably going to be taking them 2, 3, 4, 5 turns if they were going to walk the entire way. Don't worry, you wouldn't do that. We'd use charge actions and double move actions to get to battle as quick as possible. It's going to cost you 3 of your Limbo points when setting up, 5 to do 2 models, or 7 to do 3 models on the table. So you're going to be choosing, not the very first time you play, you'll do that with a tutorial, but in this particular instance you would be choosing which how many points you're going to spend to how many models you're going to put on the table. Nice and simple. Now the Rose Knight's special powers, we can see that they have Avenger. When the friendly hero or Rose character within 2 falls, as in dies, focus or attack. So focus is going to give you a advantage to your next attack, or attack as in make a very quick attack right now, basics. And then the second one, Team Knight. Rose Knights gain accuracy 2 while attacking a flanked character. We'll talk about this in the future, but that basically adds 2 to the attack total when they roll the dice. Okay, so that's the Rose Knights, wonderful ladies there. And we'll just move them out of the way so that we can now have a really good look at Yakun. So, Priestess Yakun, she's holy, she's human, she's a leader, she has 6 health, 2 attack dice, 3 dodge, no armor, movement of 4. She's not going to be in the front. You do not want to be having her face to face. I have lost a few battles because I left her a little bit too close to a couple of people and she got chomped up and I lost the game as a result of it. One of the things I love to do with Yakun is combine her Holy Smite. So see this keyword here, holy, that means you can introduce this holy divine smite during the game from your deck. So you'll make sure you've got, if you've got Yakun, you'll have holy in there, or one of her other possible powers. Her other powers, we have Bright Blessing. She can recover 4, that's just healing 4, a character within 2 squares and line of sight. Any banes that happen to be on that character would also be discarded. This one here, Chosen One, when Yakun activates, this isn't always, that little symbol there means always every time. If you have fewer fate in your pool than your opponent, shift 1 fate to your pool. We'll go through fate in a moment. That's not on the main camera. You can see in the little camera up here, I've got my focus on the fate points. So the fate tokens will be moving around and she has a fate ability there. We'll get into that into the next video. Inspiration, Command, ignoring rank. So Command allows you to give a bonus to one of your people on your side, and so you'd be able to do that. Ignoring rank means you can also do it to other heroes. We have 3 types of units. We have standard troops, we have heroes like yourself. These guys in the background are actually also heroes for the enemy, and then we have one stage even bigger again, which are the lords. So she would be able to command even another lord. So that's our Yakun, and she's absolutely gorgeous. I'll see if I can get that a little bit closer so you can, not quite. Well, obviously we'll show off the miniatures a bit better in a different video. This is a playthrough, so I'll pull her out to one side here. Okay, now we're going to scroll up to our guards here, these shield guards. Look at these guys, are they gorgeous? So the shield guards, as you'd expect, not just having the nice 6 health, 4 dice as combat, 3 dodge, but 2 armor. The dodge and armor, the 2 values are added together as your defensive score for division purposes. We'll get through to that when I get into the next video, of course, but that makes these guys, you can understand straight away, 2 armor, these guys are well protected. But of course that armor does reduce their movement. They are a movement of 3. The constant power these guys have, the ongoing power, protect the king. After a friendly adjacent character is attacked, move the shield token from yourself to the defending character. We have a set of tokens, a little bag of tokens here to be used later on. The token for the shield would be placed against the shield guard. That's their ability. That's down the bottom here, and we'll go through them in a moment. And these guys can take that shield token because they're basically holding the shield up over someone else to make sure they can. Okay. Next one here, shield bash, attack 3. You lose pierce 2 for this attack. And if this attack, see down here at the bottom it says pierce 2, so then normally they pierce armor. An opponent would have an armor of 2 and he would pierce it. Shield bash, you lose the pierce 2 because we don't want to count that. Notice these pointy bits. The pointy bits is the pierce. So this attack with the shield would not be a piercing attack. Instead, this would be a standard attack. If this attack deals at least 1 damage, you daze the defender. They'd be knocked somewhat semi-unconscious, standing there, unable to defend themselves. So that's the shield guards. Let's slide them on over. Now we'll bring up Godfrey. This is the hero, the second hero here. Godfrey is in charge, in this particular battle, in charge of the shield guard. So that's together. He is a brute of a man. He's human, he's a knight, he's a leader. All these keywords, as I said, will have an effect on what cards you can play, but you might have other cards that will have any on them, for example, and so any can be played by any of the characters. So this guy has 9 health, very nice, going to keep things going. 4 dice attack, 3 defense, 3 dodge, sorry, and 2 armor with a movement of 4. So even though he has that 2 armor, he can still move across the board as standard. He's a born leader. He commands. The commanding character may then also perform any action. So this is not just a, oh, I used my action. He used the action and then perform another action after the fact. The unlimited ability to follow my example. While any friendly character is melee attacking Godfrey, the character gains accuracy 1, or if he's also adjacent, accuracy 2. So that just adds to the attack roll. And then Great Cleave. With this great big gigantic weapon here, we have Great Cleave. After Godfrey's attack resolves, choose a character adjacent to the defender, so someone standing next to them. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. And attack the character. Godfrey gains disadvantage during this attack though. So obviously he's left himself open. We'll get into advantages and disadvantages in the combat video. So there's the good guys covered there. So that's them. Now let's look at the bad guys. So front and center, probably taking a bit of a damage up front, are going to be these Berserkers of Blood. Here we go. Look at these guys here. Oh, this guy looks like he really wants to hack into something quickly. The Berserkers of Bloods are brutes, these are demons, and these are hunters. So if I've got special powers, of course we've touched on this already, but maybe I'm going to have combo cards, brute and demon. So when these cards go off, I can gain these abilities together with the Berserkers. So the Berserkers Fury, sorry I missed out on they've got 6 hit points, 2 dice of attack, 3 dodge, no armor. Well, it's still got a little bit of armor on them, but they've got enough exposed flesh that we can see that the enemies can possibly hit them. But that means they're also going to be able to move pretty powerfully. Those powerful muscular legs, muscularity legs, are going to allow them to move across the board pretty quickly. So they're going to be rushing up to attack. Their power, Berserk Fury, they gain advantage while attacking and bloodied. So bloodied is once you've lost at least half of your health points. So if these guys have lost half of their health points, they gain advantage in all attacks. And that's an all-time power and ability. Second one is Blood Offering. When the Berserker of Blood fells an enemy, focus and shift 1 fate to your pool. Oh, very nice. So focus is a +1 to the next attack, and you've stolen a fate. You've taken one of the Limbo fates and moved it. I'll explain the Limbo fate again in the next video. Let's scroll these back to one side then. Now let's get into some of these. These aren't really miniatures anymore, are they? They're bigatures. So let's start off with Gouge. He's a nice big brute. Look at this guy here. I am sorry that the lighting on this is not going to do this justice. I will ensure to get better lighting for a future video. For the moment, just going to have to put up with this really dark and dismal looking. So let's look at Godfrey's card. Sorry, not Godfrey, Gouge's card. He's a brute, he's a demon. So those cards I showed you before for the Berserkers of Blood are also going to be available to use on Gouge. He has 14 hit points. That's a lot. He's going to be hard to take down even in 3 rounds. He's got 4 dice of attack. He's got a dodge of 3 and an armor of 3. He doesn't look like it, but his skin is tough. He's got these chains wrapped around him. These horns protecting him. He can block blows quite successfully, and he still moves a decent 4 across the board. Cruel Cuts. After Gouge's attack resolves, the defender receives at least a damage break any defender. So that's a negative that you get to apply to your opponent. Infernal Hook is an attack of 4 with a range of 4. So this hook here and this chain can be thrown across the battlefield, hooking into the opponent. The attack resolves, the defender receives at least 1 damage, pulling 4 and immobilizing the defender. Oh, that's really powerful. That's just, I don't want to go up against this guy. Lingering Agony down the bottom here. Breaks cannot be removed from characters threatened by Gouge except by gaining a boost. These rules will go into... the reason I picked out each of these minis is so we can focus on each of the rules in the upcoming videos as we do them, okay? And he's got a nice range of abilities down here. Deadly 2, Pierce 1, Reach, Limited Range, and so forth. He's casting you 10 points to put him into your group, so he does chew up quite a lot of your points. Some of your battles might be 30 or 40 points, and so Gouge by himself is going to be 1/3 or 1/4 of your entire force. And now my personally current favourite / hated enemy, we have Morkrum, or Malkrum possibly, depending on the way we're going to be pronouncing this. So this guy, if you can't see for yourself, is a very powerful skeleton lord. He's made up of the dead bodies of so many other skeletons, just summoned into himself as a gigantic behemoth. He has a really cool backstory. He used to be the king. You see the little crown on his head there. He used to be the king of the land that was attacked first. The Swader was attacked first by the demons, and he was slain and converted. So anyway, let's look at this guy. So he's got a nice big 10 hit points. He attacks with 5 dice. That sometimes just 1 more dice is enough to make this guy powerful. This guy was the one who took down all of my Rose Knights before in a previous battle. He's got a 4 dodge and 1 armor. So dodge is a little bit more powerful in this sense. Again, I'll go through in the combat rules video. And movement of 4. He has this first power here. It's a very nice. So he attacks a bloodied character. So provided someone else is already in that, possibly that round or a previous round, you've knocked them to below half their health. They're bloodied, and so he gains advantage to them. But then he recovers X, which is the amount of damage dealt during this attack. So if you're already bloodied, he's going to suck the blood out of you and use it to heal himself. Vampiric power, basically. Then Lord of the Deathless, he commands undead, ignoring rank once again. So anything that has the undead label on it, or the trait on it, is going to be affected by that. And the last one, and this is really what does it for you, Ossification. It costs 1 of your Limbo crystals to activate it, but that's just like 2 is Grim Harvest and Ossification 1. But after Morkrum fells an enemy, swap them out for an Acylate Guard with the space where the fallen character occupied. So essentially, you're turning them into skeletons. You're just a great big necromancer running around the field, turning all of the enemies into skeletons. So yes, very, very powerful. I can tell this video went over, it's 14 minutes already, 15 minutes. I'm not going to crop it at this stage. As I said, this is the first video I've ever done. I know that my next one will be a much better version of this, so I'm just going to repeat the entire thing a little bit better. But we just want to get this out there, get the video up. A lot of people are asking for a video displaying the models. I'm sure you've seen all my discussions about the fact that I've only just joined the group, I've only just jumped in, I've only just started learning about it, but I'm much more at home with running a Kickstarter than I am at playing the game. So, but I just really wanted to get a video done, get this set up, so here you go. Enjoy it, have fun with it, let me know what I can improve it with, and then I'll redo it again in a couple of days. Okay.